What up, what up? Welcome into another NBA show with the OG crew. And we got all four of us back here today. It's just always good to be here with the fellas. Babano, we missed you on Tuesday. How's everything been with you?
Yeah, busy. No sleep. No sleep at all this week for me. I don't get much sleep anyway, but this is even more than no sleep than normal. Obviously, with just basketball morning, noon, and night, and then there's hockey on top of it, which doesn't go away just because there's a ton of college basketball going on. So it's busy, hectic as fuck. But we're here. We're pounding the pavement, looking for the winners.
Absolutely. And JB know what's up, man. We gotta watch that money first. You know how where we get into the window at with that Houston first half. So shout out to them for covering for us. And I'm gonna make them wait a little bit. They're making bets on what's the first thing Dutch gonna say. I'm gonna make them wait a little bit. Wham bam, I'm coming to you. How you feeling today? How's everything been?
The MF and Cougars, man. The Cougars, man. Shout out to Skee with the early winner for the chat, for the people, man. Shout out to JB. He knew what's up. I was back here watching it, looking at everything shake up. Glad to have Urbano back. They got money on here, man. I'm kind of interested to see. I think I wanted to put a max bet down here on this bet. So let's see what my guy is gonna say first, bro.
The motherfucking Cougars. That's what I'm gonna say. But Dutchy, how you feeling today, man? What's good with you?
The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Chill Will. It's not Tombstone Thursday, bro. It's Take It Back Thursday, God damn it. And if I could take anything back, it would be the last 2 days of the motherfucking association. I mean, we got to stand on it. We pat ourselves on the back when we do good things. And God damn it, when we take it on the chin, we got to stand up and take it. God damn it. Yeah, yesterday was rough for me, man. I honestly had one of the rougher days I've had in the association in quite some time. Couldn't find a motherfucking winner, man. And one thing I will do, two things I learned in the last, couple weeks of, mainly doing the shows with you guys. I got to recap it. It seems like right the day after is I will not bet on the LA Lakers no fucking more. I don't give a fuck what the line is, how good it is, what kind of spot it is. Fuck the LA Lakers. God damn it. Fuck LBJ and them motherfuckers. Fuck AD. God damn, what the fuck? He's scared of Sabonis. Hey, I see some funny ass shit though. This should be crazy. Check out the AD memes. They're on his ass this morning. They are on his ass in LA. And number two, I will not fade Luka the motherfucking Don. I mean, god damn it. No matter how appealing it is, I'm not going against the goddamn Don. It's like they know, Dutch, you can't fade Luka. And every fucking time I do, I get smacked on the fucking face. So, I mean, it was an old school ass whooping for me last night. I got took behind the woodshed, man. That shit was not nice. But, hey, we got a nice card today, okay? We got a nice card today. I think we could get back to the black. Hoping, obviously you fellas will help me get there. So, in the chat as well. But, yeah, man, I'm a little salty this morning. I can't lie to y'all.
Hey, what? I always be shouting out my girl. You know what she say, Wham Bam. That's why I love tomorrow. It's another day, and we'll get to the bag today. What you say? Every day the sun don't shine. Well, that's why I love tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's get to it, man. We got 6 games on the slate, and first up, good game, great game. I don't think we have any backwoods on this one. 501, 502, Phoenix and Boston opened up Celtics minus 4.5. Looks like 5.5 now, so some money coming in on Boston. Total though has dropped as much as 6 points to 225. For the injury report, I still see the same guys on here. Jaylen Brown game time. Porzingis out. For Phoenix, they'll be without Okogie and Damian Lee. Looks like Nasir Little and Eric Gordon are both game time decision. Nasir Little is probable though. So I'll come to you here first, Babano. This is, I feel like, a more important game for the Suns. They haven't been playing well lately. They haven't always been getting 6 points either. And the standings are close in the West. Do you think that propels them to a win or a cover?
I am going to take the Suns here. There's a couple things here. I know Boston's a very difficult team to step in front of at times, and they've won and covered 3 straight, including a win at Phoenix on the road trip a few days ago. Then they beat Portland and they beat Utah. This is coming back home off a 5-game road trip. just one day following the game at Utah in the altitude, 5 games on the road, back home, tough spot. You know what it's like, those first home games off a road trip, and most of those games are out west as well. So I think it's not the easiest spot here for the Celtics tonight. Short turnaround revenge for Phoenix. For them, wins are very important based on where they are in the Western Conference standings right now. It's a tough spot, I think, for the Boston Celtics tonight. Plus, I don't know. There's just some kind of thought here in my mind that maybe Jaylen Brown rests. We'll see. Obviously, you look at the lineup situation. He's a game time decision. We know Porzingis is already out here, but it wouldn't shock me to see Jaylen Brown out tonight. Hasn't been confirmed. It's just my gut feeling that maybe he's sitting tonight for the Celtics. Now, they're still capable to win and cover without him when you've got, obviously, Jason Tatum. But, obviously, without Jaylen Brown, that takes away a big cog at the offensive end of the court. I think there's enough reasons to like Phoenix. I don't love it, but I'm on Phoenix here, +5.5, +6.
I would agree with you. I'm curious now. I got to slide to Dutch next because I have a feeling you should have a bet in this game. I'm just curious which way it is.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Jeff. Yeah, public service announcement. Yeah, fuck the Indiana Pacers, and yeah, Skee, man, he got me, man. All right, you're absolutely right about that. Skee been bust my ass last couple times, so usually it's back and forth. But god damn, this motherfucker's up about 3-4 rounds on my ass right now. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to what's gonna crack tonight. And I love what Bobano said, man. I really do. I mean, I think it's a Phoenix spot. It really does. Obviously, Boston got the Wizards on deck tomorrow. What the fuck ever. But you got Phoenix, went to Denver, impressive win. Handled business at Toronto at the crib, and then lost to Boston here literally less than a week ago, as our guy Bobano touched on at home, and then went to Cleveland and had an impressive win in Cleveland. I think they go to Boston and just simply care more about this game. You got a tie or Boston team. This is going to be the 4th game in 5 nights for Boston. Long trip started in Cleveland. Ended, I believe, where it ended at. Ended in Utah, obviously the altitude, and then only 1 day back. Pretty much everything Bobano says, I second. I think, KD shows up. I think Book has a game. Bradley Beal, shout out to our guy Wham motherfucking Bam. It's been spot on with our guy Beal. I think it's a team effort. Nurkic down low should have his way, should have an advantage over, KP or Horford, whoever the fuck you want to bring in. He's a little too big and powerful, I think, down low. So look for him to have a big game. But it's about the stars, man. It's about KD, Book, and Bill. They gotta show up, and I believe they do in Beantown. So I'm not mad at the money line. I took the 6, but we've talked about it many a times. Going against Boston is not the most profitable thing. But I do believe this is a nice spot here. And I like Phoenix Suns to win this basketball game. So you're going to give me 6. I got to go to the motherfucking window.
I like it. Wham bam. You going to complete the consensus here? Or how you feeling about this one?
Yeah, you know what? I'll go. Let's talk about that last game. That last game, Boston pretty much did what they had to do. They won by 10 points in there. There was no Booker, of course. KD did what he, did it to fuck up in that game. I think he had 45 points. Yeah, he had 45 points. That was the game before last game. Last game, he had 37 points, 35 points, and then 35. I got to go to KD here. You know what I mean? I agree with everything everyone is saying, but I'm just looking at who's very, very consistent, who's the MVP of this team. And they ain't talking about this boy KD, man. He's at 28.5 points so far for the year, 5.5 assists, 6.7 rebounds. 56% from the field, 42% from 3, 85% from the free throw line. Cold modern splits right now with a 63% true shooting right now. I mean, he's on pace to doing I think his 8th consecutive year of 28 points with 60% true shooting. I think he's leading the league in that for his 8 consecutive years, some shit like that. But I gotta go KD here, man. I'm gonna ladder it up. It's at 26.5 points. We're gonna ladder that all the way up to 30. We get the 30 piece at +128. I still agree with what my guy Dutch was saying about Bill. We got to continue to see him being consistent. I think Booker may have a trouble night here. Last time he played these two teams, it was the old Phoenix though with Aiden in them, but it was 17-21. I'm sorry, 22, 15, and 18. His last 4 against this Celtics team, and obviously that's without them having the boy out there. So Ramadan Jaylen Brown may not be playing though. So it is an earlier game. You know what I'm saying? So he might not be playing. He might be out there a little fasting out there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's probably something to look out for. But I'm going KD here. Kevin Durant, I think he gets 30 piece tonight. Over 26.5. Ladder that all the way up to 30 piece plus 128.
Sounds good. I Need Money agrees with you, and I think we did a solid job on that game. We'll move on over to 503, 504. I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't like this one, but I do. Washington and Houston opened up Rockets -8. They're now 8.5 point favorite. Total open 226, and it looks like 227.5. Injury report: Bagley, Rashawn Holmes, Shamit all out. Şengün, we know he's not going to be back anytime soon, and Whitmore also out. So for me, I look at this Wizards team, and first thing I think of is Kyle Kuzma. I think of what he said. I'll leave with that. Kyle Kuzma said, "We disrespected the game by how we came out against the Grizzlies. They're missing 13 out of 18 players, and the effort we shown pretty much was unacceptable," kind of deal. So because of that, and the Wizards in their role as a road dog, you guys know which way I'm looking. Wham Bam, are you willing to get in with the dirty dog today?
Woo, yeah, you know what? This is the game that I was like, let me wait to talk to my guys, the Wizard expert here, because this is definitely a spot where I think Houston been playing really good defense. I forgot what I had their defensive stats. I'm going to put those up here, but they've been playing pretty good defense. And then now that you don't have Alp out there, I think Jabari, he had a pedestrian game last game. I think he has a bounce back game. I seen me and Chris B. Cabin was talking about that in your chat earlier today, Skee. So I think that makes sense as far as like taking a bounce back prop for Jabari. And if I'm leaning in that direction, I kind of like these boys to play well, you know. But this is a tough game. And then and to be honest, the last game that they played was last year, and they always been playing these guys pretty tough as far as historically the Wizards here. So on paper, they should pretty much cover this as far as the Rockets. This is like what this is why I wanted to wait with you, Skee, because I can see this being one of the dirtiest of the day. And it just don't look good. You just gotta put the bet in and close your nose. And I do like the quote there from Kyle Kuzma. I think he actually is going to play pretty well here. He's averaging about 26.4 over the last 5 games. And then if you go back even further than that, I think if you go back to 26 games, it's 27 points. So he's actually leading the team in points there. So he has to be the guy that you look in on their props as well. It got to be Kyle Kuzma, Jabari, and I like the Wizards here too. It's just something I haven't played yet.
I can get with both of those props. Both of those guys will be playing a big man. Neither one of these teams, Babano, can take advantage of the other as far as missing, the big man. So it should be a pretty even matchup. Before I pass it to you, Daniel says, "Not sure I can get to the window with the Wizards. Can't back a team that can't stop anybody." Isn't that what you say, Skee? I say you can't lay with anybody who cannot get stops. So Babano, are you willing to get in here with Washington after that terrible performance versus the Grizzlies?
I think there's reasons to like Washington. I think if I were to bet it, and I am kind of leaning that way as well, I would prefer even first half as opposed to full game with Washington. Because if you actually look at Houston, they've actually been a slow starter some of these last few games. Now, they've beaten Portland, Sacramento, and San Antonio their last 3 games on the road, but they started slow in all 3 of those games when you look at it. The Rockets-Spurs game, the Rockets were down by 3 at halftime. The Rockets-Kings game, the Rockets were down by 5 at halftime. Against Portland, lowly Portland Trailblazers on the road, it was 63-55 for Portland at halftime. They were down by 8. So they have been slow starters now, 3 straight games, the Houston Rockets, but then they've walloped teams in the second half, and they're still much better than Washington. So I could see something similar happening tonight. That, yeah, maybe Washington comes out strong. Houston struggles out of the gate like they've done routinely, but then as the game goes on, that Rockets defense, which has been pretty good lately, tightens up. Washington's offense peters out, and Houston gets going again. So I like the thought process of Washington. Overall, they've been still a very good road underdog. And let's not forget, Şengün being out still matters quite a bit for Houston, considering 21 points per game, nearly a double-double per game. almost 10 boards. You're missing that from the lineup if you're Houston. So I do like Washington. I lean Washington. I'll probably split it first half and full game, but I'll probably do like a 75-25% split. 75% on the first half and only 25% on the full game, because I do think the first half is the better element to this bet.
Fair enough. A lot of people in the chat agree with you. So this is one I don't think my guy over here is going to like that much. But can I interest you in the Wizards plus 8.5, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Moses. I see you, my dude. Zoned Up. I like that name. That's a dope name. Shout out to our guy, Zoned Up. I can't lie, man. When you started your shit about Kyle Kuzma, you lost me all the way at the start, bro. You know what I mean? We're still talking about this goddamn basketball game. What the fuck, man? Hey, I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, nah, real talk though. You got a good read on these bummy ass Wizards. So whatever Skee says, man, goddamn it. But you gonna start off the goddamn breakdown with Kyle Kuzma gonna pump up the locker room and oh man, pass that shit, homie. Pass that shit. Same game.
Dutch not buying it. It's all good. We'll move on over to 505, 506. This one is a very interesting game. Clippers and Bulls. Opened up Clippers minus 6.5, down to 6. Total open 215.5, down to 214. And what I'll say is, injury report first. I'm sorry. Both Kawhi and Harden are game time for the Clippers. They're still without Westbrook. And then for the Bulls, Kobe White is doubtful. Phillips is game time. Torrey Craig is probable. Kobe White did get hurt at the end of that last game. So I'll come back to you here, Dutch. This is a spot, if there ever is a spot, for the Clippers. They're rested. The other team is unrested off of an overtime game. The Clippers just coming off of a game where they gave up a big lead, so they should be focused, right? But can we trust them to cover 6?
Nah, man. I want to be on the Clippers here. I really do, but I'm not gonna do it, man. I really can't. Big game. I mean, fuck, the Clippers should smack these boys. Huge game for Chicago last night. I talked about it with the bag. Frustrating day for me because I stayed away from Denver and I stayed away from fucking Chicago, who I knew was good money against Indiana after that big win against the Thunder. And shout out to you once again, Skee called that shit. But I think everyone was on everyone on the panel, but Wham Bam was for sure too. He liked Indiana, goddamn it. But yeah, OKC, man, they didn't show up there. But this one, man, fuck, overtime win, find a way to beat Indiana. Not much travel. It's back at the crib. I don't know, but I just can't trust these Clippers, man. They're soft as fuck, especially since the break. And I mean, Kawhi back to being like questionable every fucking night now, or even if he suits up, is he gonna finish the fucking game? They miss Russ. Say what you will, they miss Russell Westbrook coming off that bench, man. He's the juice on that team. Now it's all kind of James, and I mean Norman Powell. He's what you can get out of him. But I'm seeing a lot of like Bones Highland out there, and just not what I want to see when I'm betting on the LA Clippers, especially going on the road laying 6. So absolutely clear spot as you mentioned for the LA Clippers, but I don't trust this motherfucking basketball team. I do not. So I'm gonna stay away. But be careful if you like Chicago here, because they could be appealing as a home dog. I would expect the Clippers to run these boys out the gym.
I'm coming to Wham Bam here, and you heard the spot. I'm gonna ask you if you can trust the Clippers minus the 6.
I kind of want to trust them. Like, I don't think DeMar is going to do that again. They need that from Kobe White is a big loss. You're expecting AO to fit that mode there. I think I'd rather take the over though. I'm with Tay. I think I'd rather take the over. It's a low total. Both of these teams is terrible defensive rating over the last 5 games. Ranked 28th for the Bulls, 26th for the Clippers. I mean, even if DeMar has to do it, you know what I mean? We know on the other side, these boys play with DeMar. They respect him. He probably could go for another 30-piece, you know what I mean, for these boys. So I actually like the over more than anything, but I think the Clippers have to be the side here because this Bulls team They kind of was off adrenaline last night. You know what I mean? So this shit kind of got to hit back to earth, in my opinion.
All right, Babano, I see you were liking the total a little bit more than the side. And I think it has to do with this. And this is one of those games where I say, I just don't feel comfortable laying if I can't expect you to get stops. Both of these defenses are pretty poor. Does that have you looking at the total?
Yeah, I do like the over here. 214.5, I think is a reasonable number. I know they're betting it under because there's this infatuation that a lot of betting bettors and the betting markets have with betting teams on a back-to-back off an overtime game under the next game. But I don't know if that is going to shy me away from the over here. Neither defense is playing great. I cashed a ticket with Minnesota the other night against the Clippers, and it wasn't looking good early for the Timberwolves. But then that Clipper defense showed up in the second half. I mean, they were miserable defensively against the Timberwolves in the second half as the Minnesota came all the way back. I can't lay points with this team at the moment with their defense just the way they're going at the moment. So I actually took Chicago last night, but I'm not rushing to bet them again. It was an exhausting game. DeRozan's heroics, a huge win against a good Indiana team. Now you got to play a back-to-back. But I'll be honest, if you're going to bet a side and you're going to get involved, I'd rather have the Bulls right now +6 than the Clippers -6. That's where I'm at.
And, I feel the exact same way. It's just my fingers, as much as I looked at this spot last night, I was liking it. The more I thought about it, I'm like, my fingers not letting me push confirm for a reason. I just don't think it's the right way to go tonight. So we'll move along.
It's the Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers going to clip, man. I ain't putting my money on that. 5, especially without Kawhi. That's the only person I trust on that team. 507, 508, 76ers, Milwaukee Bucks. Opened up Bucks -8.5. They're now 7.5 point favorites. Total open 223.5 and is down to 219. For the injury report here, Chris Middleton remains out. Marjan and Beasley are both game time decision. Bev and Giannis are both probable. Philly, same 3 guys continue to be out. Melton, Embiid, Covington. Babano, I'll come back to you on this one. And this is how I feel. I'll make it very simple and sweet. Milwaukee, they're back on there not playing defense and just not looking good again. I don't know what it is. They played good for a couple games out the break, but now they're back in that mode where I feel like I can't trust them. So I want to take the Sixers. Can you give me a push in that direction?
I'm passing personally. I don't want Philadelphia, but you're right about the Bucks. This is the nice little hot streak they had going under Glenn Rivers for a bit. We're starting to turn it around. Mid-February, late February, they're on that hot streak. And all of a sudden, here we are the last 4 games. They've lost 3 straight up in ATS. And they were blown out by Sacramento, blown out by Golden State. They lose a game to the Lakers that, it was there in their grasp, and they let it go, and they couldn't finish. The only win was against the Clippers, who are going through their own defensive issues right now. I'm not sure I'm rushing to bet Milwaukee laying. I know I don't want Milwaukee laying points, but at the same time, Philadelphia, they've had more than one no-show lately. And the Knicks certainly was a terrible game for them the other night. We're still talking about a Sixers team that night in, night out without Embiid. It's tough sledding. Melton's still out. Covington's still out. Keep an eye, though, on Milwaukee because Beasley is questionable, and so is Giannis. But I think Giannis is going to play. He's been upgraded to probable. Beasley's the main one, and they're still, of course, without Chris Middleton as well. It's a pass for me. I don't want Milwaukee, and I don't trust Philadelphia enough here in this spot either. So, but I'd lean Sixers, but not enough to get involved. Lean over as well, 220. I think maybe we could get there with these 2 teams up and over a number like that.
Wham Bam, is there a prop maybe we could find in this game? Oubre, what are we looking at?
Ooh, man, you got to look at something, man. This is the nasty game of the day. I think this is the nastiest game of the day because you got to trust the Bucks to do something that they haven't been doing, like you said, defend. And then on top of that, you don't want to trust Philly because they don't play with any type of pace at all. They're playing super slow, and they're terribly at offense. Their offense is gutted. Like you said, you going Oubre to be the fucking leading scorer here in this game. It's nasty business, bro. So I have no nothing actually at all in this game. If I was to go any prop, bro, I gotta think Giannis I got to think Giannis here. PRA has to be. They got to simplify the offense. I know they were saying that they're running a lot of plays and things of that nature, trying to help out Dame. You got to go to what your matchup is. It's Giannis every night, bro. Giannis every night. Feed the beast and keep it that way. Keep it simple, man. If they keep going away from that, this team ain't gonna get out the second round.
Dutch, is this like just too much for Milwaukee to be laying in this game? Do we have to take the Sixers, or are you thinking the other way?
Yeah, man, this one, I want to be on the Bucks here. I can't lie. I mean, it was obviously a really tough road trip for Milwaukee. First game back, so we got to highlight that. That's really why I'm not on them here. Or I do think it's a clear Milwaukee. Obviously you got the fact Glenn Rivers going against his old team, Philly. We seen this, last month, and a lot of people was attracted on Philly when Milwaukee came in there, and there was clearly levels to that shit because they lost that game. It wasn't close, 20-point loss. So, you could say the revenge factor, you could say it is, on Philly's side. But Milwaukee got embarrassed, man. I was on Milwaukee 2 nights ago in Sacramento. And that shit wasn't close, man. That shit was fucking embarrassing. They got embarrassed in the Bay. I was on the other side of that when I was on Dub Nation that night. But, tough trip. So you'd expect, losing 3 out of 4 and none of them really close in the losses. They'd come back home and handle business. But one day to handle it, these guys have shown, we've shown that one day ain't enough, man. They got families. They got shit going on. Especially when you go on a West Coast trip to LA, I'm sure there might be a little extra going on, if you know what I'm saying. So I like Dame time, though. I like Dame time tonight. Having a horrid fucking game. What, he had 10 points, 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. This motherfucker been wet before that. I mean, come on now. The 4+ and 4+ 3-pointers in 4 straight games. And he's been, coming off. He had 7 the night before or the game before that. And his stroke is looking like, back in P-Town. So I think our boy Dame is Dame time. I do expect the Bucks to show up here, but the spot I can't really do it because but I don't trust Philly, man. Their defense is whack as fuck. They don't play no defense, man, and they're coming off a blowout loss to the Knickerbockers, so maybe they're a little angry. Getting blown out by Milwaukee last time at home, and then getting blown out the other day by the Knicks. So I can see where some people are attracted to the Philadelphia side, but give me Dame time over 3.5 threes is good money.
All right, over the 3-point prop, and we'll move right along. We got 2 more games left on the slate, and next is Dallas and OKC. So I'm coming back to you here, Dutch. It's one of your teams, but without your guy. Opened up Thunder -6.5. You now see him -11. So a lot of love for the Thunder. Total has dropped about 7 points to 235. As far as the full injury report, Luka out and Williams out. OKC has nobody on there. So is it that simple, Dutch? No Luka. You gonna be a Thunder buddy tonight?
No Luka, no bueno. God damn it. And absolutely, I will not be on the motherfucking Mavericks tonight. Shout out to Lucky Power in the building. Tasha, I see you, young lady. I want to be on OKC first half here. This is one I wanted to talk out with you fellas, a little salty the way they showed up against Indiana at the crib. But this team has been one of the better teams, like the number 1 team in the West. So I would expect them to bounce back here. I didn't like that bullshit though. Shea going for KD's record, the foul and shit. I don't know, man. Are these motherfuckers not mature? Are they a little too young in OKC? Huh? They still got to do some growing up. I mean, they're starting, they showed me that. I will say that. So I like them here, though. I do think, what it is. I mean, no Luka and the whole goddamn team seems to go. So, Kyrie has had some big games without Luka. So if you like Dallas, I would just look Kyrie's way. I mean, he gonna have to get off tonight. So other than that, I think, it's OKC early in this game. As I mentioned, I did want to talk it out. Big number, but I do think Thunder come out and handle business.
Fabano. I have a feeling you can be singing that tune for this one. Thunder off of a loss,
Yep.
a game that they felt like they probably should have won. They get Jalen Williams back in the lineup. No Luka on the other side. Is it that easy? We just get to the window with Oklahoma City.
Yeah, absolutely it is. I got a better number than what's out there now, but I don't know if 11's getting rich, but I'd still take a shot. Minus 11. Not only is Oklahoma City off the loss to Indiana, I mean, they got destroyed by Dallas the last time they played them a month ago. 146-111 for the Dallas Mavericks. You won't see Oklahoma City Thunder play games that bad very often, but they did that night against Dallas. So they're going to look to avenge that loss. I think they're very capable of it. I think what you should do right now is I wouldn't put the whole bet on the minus 11, at this point in time, because we've seen the number climb significantly after the Luka Doncic news. I think when I bet it, it was 10. So I actually, I got in on it. 9.5 actually is what it was when I got in on it. So I didn't get the best of it, but 9.5 is what I have on Oklahoma City. I would say if you like it now and haven't bet it yet, take minus 11, split it with the team total, because I think the team total over for Oklahoma City is worth a look. They'll be able to do whatever they want offensively tonight at that end of the court. No rim protection or resistance from Dallas. Hell, there rarely is rim protection consistently from Dallas. So I would go minus 11 and or over 123 with the Thunder team total over, split it between the two. But good bounce back spot for Oklahoma City, and obviously a Dallas team with no Luka. And of course, the Thunder lost by 35 to Dallas last month. I think it's payback time tonight.
I'm not mad at that. Wham bam. What I will say is we talked about it earlier, and no Luca, the defense can only get better. It can't get any worse without Luca out there. So that makes me a little nervous for the team total, but I do think the Thunder are the right side. How do you view it?
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think, like you said, man, like no Luca. Luca doesn't play any defense, y'all. Sorry, Dutch. You know what I'm saying? So now the team is actually going to be a little bit formidable on the defensive end because somebody's going to at least give some sort of effort, man. Yeah, man. I
dribbles
definitely
the ball out. He dribbles the clock out. That helps the defense, right?
I looked up the stats though. They actually still be giving up points, and I think that probably because they don't slow the ball down as they do. Like I guess Luka slows the ball down a little bit, so the pace is still a little bit high, so they can still get over the total. We don't want to touch that. And then also, it's been six consecutive overs in these two meetings. Obviously, those were some with Luka as well, but I think Ramadan Kyrie is nothing to be playing with. He almost had a triple-double last game. I think he's gonna go crazy this game as well. So I agree with the Kyrie props, and I totally agree with Oklahoma City being worthy and deserving of a double-digit spread right now. Let's be real, y'all. We are in a time where the Denver Nuggets and Oklahoma City are top contenders because they did the right thing in the draft. They did the right thing in adding players to the roster, and shit just don't start working out for them. And this is one of those examples that they probably here to stay to cover these big spreads, and they are still like number 3, I think, in first half covering. I'm sorry, full game covering spreads 22-11 ATS. It got to be OKC 10.5 for me, man. It's only right.
All right, we're all looking that direction. So let's move over to the last game on the slate. The Knicks and the Blazers opened up Knicks -8. 11.5 is what we see. And the total has dropped like 7.5 points to 204. Very low total on this one. No Randall, no Mitch Robinson. For the Blazers, Simons has been added to the injury report. He's game time. Both are Brogdon, Grant, Sharp, and Jabari Walker all out for this Blazers team. I'm coming to you here first, Babano, because I'm hoping you can get a little something out of this game. It was tough for me, especially with the line moves, but the Blazers have covered 6 out of 8. They're 9-2 on the second of a back-to-back so far this season. Can they keep it respectable, even though the Knicks are, as healthy as they'll be?
That's a good question because Portland's been a team where, sometimes I bet on them, they've let me down, and sometimes I bet against them, they cover. And, it's been that kind of a team at times for me over the last month. So it's tricky to see what you're going to get here. I mean, 106-102 against Atlanta the other night, very, very competitive effort, covered the number in that loss as well. Or actually won outright 106-102, covered the number, but blown out by Boston before that, beat Toronto, blown out by Houston. So it's been kind of good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. The Knicks, the Knicks need to get on a little bit of a run. They've got to get everybody healthy. They are finally as close to being fully healthy as they've been in a long time, minus Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. I get the sense this could be a steamroll spot, and Portland hasn't been great coming off a win lately. I mean, they really haven't. I mean, they beat Philly. If you look at Portland, they beat Memphis. They lost to Minnesota. They beat Toronto. They get blown out by Boston. But I don't want to lay this many for with the Knicks. So this is definitely going to be a pass for me. Like I said, with Portland, it's been kind of a tough team for me to gauge. You are getting the Knicks off a huge, satisfying win against the Sixers in their division. Now they're going all the way out west. And when you look at their schedule, the Knicks have Sacramento, Golden State, Denver, all coming up on this road trip, all bigger games than this one. This might just be get the win. Does it matter that we win by 12 or more? So it's a pass for me.
Nothing wrong with that. Wham Bam, I have a feeling, or I see now you're looking at a prop in this game. Let people know why you like it.
And it's not the layup boy tonight, man. We're going to call him dominating, especially with the guys that's ruled out. So I got this before the news. I'm expecting this probably be 32 and a half, maybe 32 and a half points and rebounds. I think it's still good money, though, because you got a lot of offense going. And this is probably where blowouts can happen, though. So this is definitely where you want to tread lightly here and don't max bet this. But Aiden, 29 and a half points and rebounds. It's been pretty much consistent recently, man. It seems like he's saying what he's been saying he was going to do all year, and is dominating. And it's a lot of that with the rebounding. 19, 10, 19, 5. I'm sorry, 15 and 19. Those are all his last 5 rebounding games. As far as his points, 26, 12, 30, 22, and 33. Just been pretty much going crazy there. I like Aiden a lot tonight, and it's a lot to say. I always talk shit about Aiden. Let's be real. This is a good matchup for him, especially with those big guys that's already out for the Knicks. So just give me Aiden here. I do like that those guys are out, but I'm really kind of concerned because I think it's a blowout. Could fuck up the prop though. Luckily, he's been pretty consistent, and I think they need his offense. So the 29 and a half is pretty solid.
Dutch, the Knicks have been a team that beats up on the poor, beats up on the weak. They don't care. And they're finally getting this, getting healthy. They did beat up on I forget who they beat up on last game, but we cashed a ticket on them. Can you get there with the Knicks as a double-digit road favorite in this one?
Yeah, they coming off a smack. They just smacked the Sixers, So I mean, it's a big number, man. It's a big number to lay on the road. Portland, kind of sneaky sometimes. But shout out to our guy BJ. I see his best bet is the Sixers tonight. Appreciate you dropping in and dropping that, my guy. Let's get to it though. I think I don't have nothing on this game, bro. Like honestly, at the end of the day, it's the Knickerbockers. I would expect, like you said, I mean, up until recently, they literally had not lost to a team that's under 500, and it hadn't really been close. But they seem to fall apart against good teams. So I would lean here, New York, to lay the number. To be quite honest, but I can't do that.
All right, no problem with that. We made it through today's card, and we did it in 38 minutes, 39 minutes. So I think we did a pretty damn good job. Move on over to the best bet segment, and we'll do it how we always go. First up, Wham Bam. I have a feeling it's a prop. Can't believe you're using this nickname, but let people know how to get paid.
Hey, I'm not gonna say the nickname, and dominating ain't gonna be the prop there, but we not doing a look ahead to tomorrow. I'm sorry, y'all. We're not doing a look ahead tomorrow. Jalen Suggs' day is tomorrow. He going up against Toronto. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to get paid tomorrow. Jalen Suggs, get the points. Don't worry about it. So we're going to end it off like that, but we're going to give you the best bet for the day. It's Kevin Durant, man. Over 26 and a half points. Ladder that thing all the way up to 30 plus. It's plus 128 at 30 plus. So Kevin Durant going to get us paid today, man. Get money.
Good stuff there from Wham Bam, and he gave you a heads up what to look for tomorrow. And I've already seen it once this season. I know what to expect tomorrow. But Bano, I think you're going with a total here, but I'm not sure. Let the people know how you feel about today.
Yeah, you're half right. Total. Team total is what we're going with. Oklahoma City. Team total over 123, minus 110. Bounce back spot for them after the Indiana loss. Mavericks, I think, ripe for the picking defensively tonight. I expect a monster night from SGA and the crew. Jalen Williams back in the fold. Take advantage of that front court that's no good for Dallas. I think it's a big night for Oklahoma City points wise. I think they cover the 11 too, but I like the team total. With where the number is now, I like the team total even more. Oklahoma City over 123 for my best bet.
Good stuff from Babano there. And I have a feeling I'm taking my guy Dutch's best bet, but it's what I like, man. I like what I like. Right now, I feel like it's the best way to get paid. So I'm trying to find a team that's the most motivated. And the team I think is the most motivated tonight, the Phoenix Suns. Plus, best number you can get right now is plus 5.5. I'm willing to put that in my pocket. I think they can win this game outright. A lot of people think that or just don't want to bet against the Celtics. I'll be that guy tonight. Suns plus 5.5. Are you joining me, Dutchy? Or what's the freshest look of the day and take us home?
Yeah, man. That's my only bet on the side. I like that. I like that betting off a lot, my guy. I think the Suns do show the fuck up in Beantown. I like the Thunder though first half, so I might get to the window with that. But the freshest look is going down in Milwaukee. That's right, my man. It's going down in motherfucking Milwaukee. It's not Fear the Deer. It's Dame time. That's right. It's about that motherfucking time for Dame to show up at the crib. Over 3.5 threes. Little juicy minus 130. Shop the fuck around. But it's good money. Believe it. Shout out to all the real ones in the chat. Tasha, excuse me. Neil, I see you, my guy. Jay Peasy and this motherfucker. Good to see you. Raven, Ron, Daniel Ponce. All y'all motherfuckers, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.